I'm going to be talking today about 3 ways of how self-doubt is ruining your career and how you are able to fix it. So go ahead and get signed on, guys. And we're going to be starting in about 30 seconds. Just FYI, I do go live every Tuesday. It's usually streamed from my channel on YouTube, but this morning I decided to stream from. I'm streaming from Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. But if you're not able to catch the whole episode, it is going to be posted on my YouTube page. So today, we're going to be talking about 3 ways self-doubt is ruining your career. And I want to show you how to be able to fix it because I know so many of you guys probably are currently struggling with it. Good morning. I definitely want us to go ahead and get started, guys. Remember that the replay is going to be posted on my YouTube channel, and I do go live every Tuesday at 7:15 Central Standard Time. So let's go ahead and dive deep into it, because I definitely want to know where you guys are right now, even in your career. What is your, like, as they say, your emotional state, right? Because I definitely want to be able to know that that I can help you this morning, and I'm able to drop value to you guys. So go ahead and let me know if self-doubt is something that you all struggle with, because I want to be able to deep dive into this so I can really be able to show you how this is hindering your career. Just FYI, again, I do stream live every Tuesday at 7:15. It is streamed from my YouTube channel. This morning I am streaming from Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube, but the replay will be saved on my YouTube channel, and that is I am Alicia Perkins. So let's go ahead and get started. If for anybody who do not know me, my name is Alicia Perkins. I am a career development coach, and I teach stuck professionals how to be able to advance in their careers and maximize their salaries. My space is the career development space, but I also talk a lot about personal and professional development as well. So let's go ahead and get into what are the 3 ways, right, that your career is being hindered by self-doubt. I want to be able to say this first. If you are currently experiencing self-doubt in your career, it is completely normal, right? So I don't want you to think that you're some you're some person on an island that is only experiencing this, but I want you to be able to know that it is something that a lot of people face in their career, especially when you're looking to go to that next level, right? Whatever that next level is for you. Experience and self-doubt is something that happens to us all. I no longer work full time at a job, but I own my own business. Been doing it for almost 3 years now. And I can honestly say that I feel self-doubt at times, right? But the key is to not allow that self-doubt to make you feel like I can't do it. So I don't want you guys to feel like you are hopeless this morning. I really believe the information that I'm going to share with you guys is going to help you to be able to overcome it, so you can start to see what do you need to do to get to that next level in your mind. All right, so let me go ahead and talk a little bit about what self-doubt is. I know a lot of people may not know exactly what it is, or they hear it, or they kind of assume that they know what it is, but they really don't know. So let me go ahead and talk a little bit about what that self-doubt looks like, and what it is. If you are experiencing self-doubt in your career, that means that you are very unsure about yourself, right? You are always in the mode of just doubting yourself, right? You're always in this mode of just not being sure, right? But just in a constant mode of struggle, this constant mode of, I don't know if I have enough. And when you start to be in this mode, it can make you feel like you're always in a constant mode of just defeat, right? And a lot of times when you're dealing with self-doubt, that self-doubt, it comes from a root of a fear of failure, right? Some people even fear success. They fear, what if I do get the job that I want, right? What if I am able to make the money that I want? What would that look like for me, right? They fear, how is it going to actually, like, change them. And so I want you guys to really get clear and not allow yourself to experience that self-doubt, right? And a lot of times when it comes to self-doubt, it does kind of show up in the form of imposter syndrome, right? And all of this, it's the same emotions, though it may look different for many people, it still is the same emotions. So, before I deep dive into like the bad side of self doubt, I do want to talk a little bit about what is the good side of that and what that actually means. And if you allow that self doubt to kind of push you forward. So, anytime you're starting to feel that self doubt, I'm not sure, I don't know if I have enough, right? A lot of times that is a sign that you're trying to do something or you're thinking about doing something that is going to push you out of your comfort zone, which is a good thing, right? Because if you feel comfortable doing everything, if you've never experienced fear, right, that probably means that you're not operating outside of your comfort zone. But if you start feeling like, ooh, this may be a little hard, ooh, I don't know if I have enough, or how am I going to do this? Now, that's a flag that, wait a minute, I'm getting ready to do something that I usually don't do, which is a good thing because we know that growth is going to be on the other side of that, right? So, what I want you guys to really get, I'm sorry, one second. Okay. What I want you guys to understand that it's not so much of we are trying to never experience self-doubt, right? But what we want to do is we want to be able to know how to respond when the self-doubt comes. And so, I want you to allow that self-doubt to push you towards greater. Remember, we don't want to stay comfortable. Staying in our comfort zone is going to keep us from what we really want. And if everything that you want makes you feel very comfortable and safe, chances are you are not dreaming big enough, right? So we definitely want to be able to just move away out of that zone, right? Of always trying to feel like, I can do everything. But we want to embrace those moments we feel like, I may have to seek help. I may have to build a skill because that means that, hey, it's time to grow. So let's talk a little bit about how that self-doubt looks and how that self-doubt can show up. And this is really important because you may be on a live and be like, okay, I think I experience self-doubt, right? But I don't know. I don't know if she's really talking to me, right? So what I want to do is I want to be able to really help you guys to identify how that self-doubt is showing up at work, right? And I want you to be able to really start seeing, wait a minute, this emotion that I'm feeling, this emotion that I thought that was okay, it's really stopping me from being able to attain the career that I really desire to have. So the first way that this self-doubt shows up in your career is that it causes you to not speak up at work, right? Because you're like, wait a minute, like, do I have, you start feeling like, wait a minute, I don't have the right to really say anything, right? You start feeling like, does anybody really want to hear what I have to say? You start feeling like everybody else in the room probably has something else a lot smarter to say except me. And what it does is it causes you to not show up at work the way that you know that you need to be showing up. And it causes you to stop not trying to make the impact that you know that you need to make it work. Because a lot of you guys desire to go to that next level in your career, but you're not showing up at work the way you need to because you're filled with self-doubt. Always thinking, you know what, I don't think I have enough. And what happens is it can also stop you from being able to build those effective relationships at work, right? Those very strategic relationships at work. It stops you from being able to get in the rooms that you need to be in to advance because you're always thinking, do I even deserve to be in this room? And when you have that self-doubt, it's putting you in a mindset to where you keep yourself on the outside because you feel like everything that I have and everything that I think, is like everything that I have, I feel like it is not enough to please the people around me, right? And this is what is allowing you to just go to work, keep your head down, don't say nothing, and be quiet. When in reality, you're filled with so many different talents, skills, and expertise, but you refuse to show up in the way that you know that you need to, right? Because you're thinking that everybody else is better than you. Because I want you guys to be able to know and be able to see, wait a minute, what am I judging these things by? And also, when you are operating in self doubt in your career, it's going to make you not ask for the money that you deserve, right? And it's going to make you feel like all of the opportunities that you want is so far out of reach. And that's not the truth, right? You'll find yourself starting to overwork yourself, starting to take on more tasks, more things at work, because you feel like the more work that I do, you start feeling like the more effort that I put forth, this is what validates me. This is what proves to everybody else in the room and at work that I deserve to be here, rather than understanding that you went through the interview process like everybody else. You applied for the job like everybody else, but they hired you. They picked you because they felt that you are qualified enough to do the job. So that is the validation that you need. Hey, you picked me to be here. Out of 300 people that applied to this position, you picked me. So therefore, I'm done proving myself, right? Because I went through the interview process. I answered all of your questions. I did all of that, right? But I'm here. And now that I'm here, I'm going to focus on being able to operate in the capacity that I know that I can. And I'm going to focus on being able to show my expertise. And I'm going to be here being able to do the job that you pay me to do. But I'm not going to be here every day for 8-9 hours trying to prove that I belong here. Because now you're so focused on proving that you belong here that you're not focus on how am I able to advance, right? How am I able to make strategic moves to get to where I want to be in my career? Because your focus is on how to make sure that I'm doing everything perfect. Because if I'm this imaginary line or this imaginary boundary that I created, then everybody is going to know that I'm a fraud, right? So that is where that imposter syndrome comes from, thinking that everything has to be exactly perfect. Not only perfect, but I always got to go above and beyond what I've been hired to do, because that's the only way that they are going to keep me. And that self-doubt that you operate in on a daily basis is a thing that fuels all of this, right? And so, you know, I don't want to go too deep into this, but if the self-doubt is there, it's not just in your career, it's in your life, right? But this morning, I definitely only want to address what's going on in your career, because when we talk about the life as a whole, we definitely know that that can be a whole nother live stream. Way number two that self-doubt is ruining your career is that it causes you to ignore what you want. Again, putting everybody else before you, before your needs, before your expectations, before your dreams, and before your desires. Because you start feeling like, what's the point? Right? I won't ever get it, that thing that I want. Right? So I'll just let everybody else go before me, because that self doubt keeps telling you I can't have what I want because I don't have enough. And in most cases, you have more than enough, right? So when you're operating in that self doubt, it causes you to not even feel worthy of the things that you want. And so you got to start to really start to examine these things. Because I know when you face things in your careers, a lot of times you want to think, oh, it's my boss that's stopping me. It's the people that I work with that is stopping me, right? Or the right opportunity hasn't come along. But a lot of us know that that's not the case. A lot of us know that great opportunities have come along, but we have not captured those opportunities because the self doubt is there, right? The self doubt overrules the self belief. The self doubt has now overruled what we know that we have been purposed to do. Self doubt, if you allow it, can be so strong that it will override even the very people in your life that you love, that you desire to provide a better lifestyle for. You know, if you have kids, you're like, man, I really want to be able to find a career that's going to be able to let me, give my children and my husband and my family or my wife the lifestyle that they desire. I desire that for them, right? But the self doubt speaks louder than your goals do. So now the focus is no longer on I want to do better for my family, or even just for yourself, right? The focus is no longer on that. The focus is on nope, I can't do it. I don't have enough. I'm not sure, right? Everybody else has more than me. right? And that self-doubt keeps you in a state where you are constantly doubting your fears. Your skills, right? And you are always doubting your abilities, though you have many results to show forth your skill set, right? You have so much experience and you have so many, as people call it, receipts that shows that you are able to do the job, right? And not only do the job that you do now, but do the job that you want, right? And so operating in this mindset of, almost like a what do you call it? A pity party, right? Every day. This party of, oh no, but I want you guys to start getting more control in your career and start understanding and realizing that the power is in your hands, that self-doubt comes from nobody but you. Self-doubt is self-inflicted. It really is. It comes from how you think about yourself, and it even comes from how you have processed past experiences, hurts, right? So I want you guys to start not ignoring what you want, but start to embrace that and let what you want speak louder than that self-doubt. Way number 3, right? That self-doubt is ruining your career, is it will cause you to shrink yourself, right? It will cause you to feel like I can't operate in all of me. I can't show up, as all of me. I can't, I'm not able to do everything that I wanted, or I can full expertise or the skill set that I have, right? Because I want anybody else to feel like, I'm too much, right? Doubting what you have on the inside of you to make other people feel comfortable. But who wants to operate like that? You know, when you find yourself at home or at work, you're at work for what, 8, 9 hours a day. A lot of you guys possibly do 10, 12 hours a day. When you at work that long, right? Who wants to operate like that where you can't really show up as you, right? Or can't really perform as you? Because that little voice of self-doubt is saying, calm down, don't be too much, right? Being afraid that the real you is not enough. And always in this mode of always wanting to seek approval from everybody else, right? And it's almost like, where does this mode of that we seek approval from everybody around us, right? A lot of you guys won't even make career decisions that you should have made a long time ago because you're afraid of what everybody else around you is going to say, even though you're the one who has to wake up every morning and go work the job. So how is it that somebody else's opinion, who does not have to operate in that position or role, right, has so much more influence, and their perspective have so much more power over yours when you are the one that's going to have to operate in that position every day, right? And so when you get into the mindset of realizing, understanding, wait a minute, I cannot keep allowing myself to keep playing it small, because that is what self-doubt does, guys. It causes you to play small. It causes you to always be in this, I can't go there. That's too much, right? But in reality, your goals, your dreams should scare you. Your goals and your dreams should scare you because it should allow you to operate in a greater capacity than what you are operating in now. So your dreams should scare you. If your dreams don't scare you, if your dreams don't cause you to go, oh, then they're not big enough, right? Because I tell people that, when you are on your way to achieving your goals, is bringing you through a process. And through that process, you should be growing. And so if you only got to take, 1.5 steps to your goal, and let me say this, this is in no way to just not give honor to small goals, because I think that small goals are great. I'm a firm believer in short-term and long-term goals. But what I'm talking about is just the overall dream for your life, or the overall ideal, right, for your life. I'm not talking about just some short-term goal, because short-term goals are only to get you to those big goals, right? But what I'm saying is when those big goals are still small. I'm a very strong, I love God. I have a really close relationship with God. You guys know that I am a pastor's wife. So my relationship with God is the most important thing to me. And God has taught me how to operate out of a place of faith. But I found myself at one time where I can only believe God for things that I was able to see. Right. But the Bible begins to say that faith is the evidence of things not seen. So if all of your dreams and goals just seem so easy, you're not dreaming big enough, right? And again, this is not to make you, seek a lifestyle that you don't want. Absolutely no, right? Because my ideal life is probably completely different from yours, and that's okay. My ideal life is not to have my own jet, right? In a 10,000 square foot house, right? But my ideal life is to be able to operate in my church, right? To have a free schedule, to be able to give of my resources freely, right? That is my ideal life, right? It's not necessarily about a whole bunch of, nice cars. No. But when I first started to really get clear on what I wanted my ideal life to be, fear came in, right? Fear said, right? Fear said, stay at your job with that comfortable check, right? Even though I knew I wanted to do something greater, even though I knew that my ideal life, right, it needed more resources than what that current position had for me. And it did not give me the freedom of time that I needed. And so self-doubt came. It was there. It was there and it was speaking loudly. But then I had to remember the goal. I had to remember the life I wanted. I had to remember the vision that I had. And then my goals started speaking louder, right? Than the doubt and the self-fear. And so I want you guys to really start to reframe the way that you see the self-doubt and let it be something that pushes you forward. And if anything, let self-doubt be a sign that, oh, I'm on the right track, right? Because my initial thoughts is that I can't do this. That's what the initial thought is telling me. I can't do this. Good. Now, because you got to start seeing, okay, where I currently am, I feel like I don't have enough, right? Okay, well, that could even push you to improve yourself, to go get the skills that you need. And then that's going to allow you to see, wait a minute, I'm not as far away from my goal as I think I am. I work with clients all the time. I work with clients that are making maybe 45K a year. I work with clients that are already at $200,000 a year, right? And everybody deals with self-doubt. Everybody. Doesn't matter if they, have been in their career for 2 years or if they've been in their career 25 years. Everybody operates and sometimes have to deal with self-doubt. It's normal, right? So I don't want you to think that once you reach a certain level in your career or you start to make a certain amount of money, that self-doubt or those times of being insecure is going to leave you, because that's not true. It's just not. I tell people, new levels, new fears, right? But it's just about how are you able to push through those fears and get to that next level. And so, one way to fix this self doubt to where it is not holding you back in your career is to start to control the storyline that happens in your mind. Right? I want you guys to control what are the thoughts that you feed yourself every day. Right? What is it that you are speaking to yourself? What is it? Control the storyline. What are you putting before your eyes every day? One of the platforms I probably spend the most time on is LinkedIn. Over the last 6 months, I've unfollowed a lot of people, right? Not saying they were doing anything bad, right? But I understand any app that I open up, whether it is LinkedIn, whether it is YouTube, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever, there's a feed, right? That very first page when you open the app is a feed. It's called a feed for a reason, because you're feeding yourself something, right? So I'm very cautious of what I feed myself. I don't keep hearing about this recession, and I watch the news, right? I own a business. I need to be up to date on what is going on, right? But I don't constantly feed myself with that. Because if I say, oh my God, we're in the middle of a recession, okay, is it here? Is it not here? I don't know, right? I'll start operating out of a place of fear and not purpose, right? I can be aware of what is happening to me, but I cannot let the fear that other people may find or experience affect me, right? So I'm very careful with what I feed myself, right? I spend a lot of time in God's word because I have to feed myself and I have to remind myself what he has said about me, not what people around me have said, or not what the things, emotions that I feel are saying, but I have to get into God's word and I have to begin to see, okay, what has God said about me? So what are you feeding yourself, right? Who are the people that you surround yourself with? Are these friends saying, girl, stop complaining, you making money, be happy you got a job, though you're miserable, though you want to make a greater impact, though you want to serve with your skills in a different way, you are miserable. But they say, "Ooh, just be happy you got a job." Ooh, or this is normal to hate your job. It's normal. Stop complaining, right? Be grateful. And when you keep surrounding yourself with these people, right? Your dreams and your goals slowly diminish, slowly go away, right? Because you are surrounding yourself with people that are in the same situation as you, right? And it's different if you guys are in the same boat, but you guys are both working to move away from that. That's different, right? I love growing with my friends, growing with my friends. And I'm not saying to just, erase all your friends out of your life that may not think like you do, but I'm talking about what what are the people that you consume your time with? Like, who are the people that you spend the most time with? Who are the people that you allow their opinion to influence how you think? Right? Where are they? Are they where you want to be? And that's probably why your goals seem so far out of reach, because you don't surround yourself with people that are where you are. I've been in my business full time. Nobody in my family owns a business. I have maybe about two friends that own a business, right? But I'm really the first person that I know of in my family and my friends to have an online business, which is very different, right? And so I had to start finding people that have online businesses, right? Start hearing about their success. I remember when I first started doing my business, I was making like 3-4 thousand dollars a month. Ooh, I'm doing good, right? And it was a good start for me. But when I started being around people that was making, $15,000 a month, $20,000 a month, 25, I said, oh, $50,000 a month. I said, oh, I didn't even know this was possible. Because I started surrounding myself with new information, right? And the same thing with your career. In your mind, I just talking to a client this week, and I asked her, I said, I always ask my clients start off, okay, how much do you want to make? She said, oh, I want to make, about 115-ish, one. Also, I asked you, how much do you want to make? I didn't ask you how much you think you can get. And she kind of looked at me, she started smiling. I said, so I'm actually in. I'm telling y'all, you if you don't want to be forced to change how you think, or if you don't want your thoughts challenged, I'm not the coach for you. I'm just gonna be honest, right? Before I even sign on any of my clients, I have a call with them. And I share with them my philosophy of how I coach my clients. And I'm honest. I said, look, if you are looking for somebody just to agree with you and say, oh, that's cute, and throw some job search tips at you, I said, I'm not the coach for you, right? I'm here to challenge the way you think about your career. I'm here to challenge the way you think about yourself. And when I say challenge, not to say I want to make you feel bad, but I want to be able to make you think in a different way. And the only way that you can think in a different way is to currently challenge what you believe is true. So, she started smiling, and I said, so I'm asking you again, how much money do you want to make? She said, okay, I want to make 165. I said, good. Okay. Let's start there. Right. Though I believe that she can get more than that. I said, okay, good. Right. So she literally cut herself out of what, 45,000, if my math is right. Right? 20,000. Yeah, I'm sorry. My math. No. That's like over 30 something thousand. Y'all know the math. Uh, so she literally cut her salary, right? Like thousands of dollars short, because she, didn't believe it. right? And so I don't want you to keep thinking about what I can get. I think I can get this. I think I can get that. I think I can get this. No, go after what you want. Start to control the storyline that you play in your mind, right? And start seeing failure as an opportunity to learn. It's kind of like what I said earlier, when you allow oh, thank you. 50,000. Thank you, friend. Okay. Look, I am a career coach. I'm not a math coach. But when when you allow that failure to be a learning opportunity, you won't take your losses so personal, right? And you won't be afraid to take those risks because you say, you know, even if it doesn't work out, I can bounce back. I always bounce back, right? Having that particular perspective is going to change everything. And then the way you fix this, the second way is I want you to enjoy the process. I want you to give yourself grace. Give yourself the opportunity to enjoy your career. Give yourself the opportunity to explore in your career. Give yourself that. And remember that it's a journey. Everybody wants their career path like this. Going up and up and up. But how do you know it's not like that a lot of times, right? When you are in your careers like this sometimes, and sometimes you're up for a while. And sometimes you're like, oh, I just need more, right? And then sometimes you may have to take a lateral move for a little bit to reach more, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I want you to remember that this is not only a journey, but this is your journey. And my journey may look completely different. It probably will look completely different from your journey. But it's your journey, embrace that, right? Don't be so caught up in reaching the goal that you don't embrace the person that you are becoming as you reach your goal. This is about growth, right? It's not just about saying, I got the thing that I want, but it's about, hey, I have become the person that I needed to become so I can enjoy the thing that I wanted. That's what it's about. This is why we see it so many times. People are after a certain job title. They got to work at Google. They got to work at Facebook. They got to work at Amazon. Nothing wrong with those companies, even though I heard a few things from past clients. It's not all that what people think it is. But hey, if you want to work there, fine, work there. But know that you working at one of these big name places does not validate you. It does not make you more than anybody else, right? And they need to be happy that you working there, right? I see all these posts all the time. I got my job at Facebook. I got my job at Amazon, right? And hey, celebrate your job. I think that's great. But is anybody going to say, hey, I work at Facebook. They got me there, right? They are blessed to have me there. They hired me to solve a problem for them. My expertise is going to help them. They need me. When you operate in that energy of I'm here, right? I'm here to serve, but I'm here meaning like it's not just an honor for me to be here with you, but it ought to be vice versa. And don't say this in a very, oh, I'm just all that way, but no, like I come with something. I'm not some beggarly servant that I'm just, please give me a job. I'm so happy to be here, right? Though you can be grateful, but don't feel like, you did them a favor, right? Or don't feel like they did you a favor. No, they had a problem. Your expertise solves that issue that they have, right? And when you get into that mindset of realizing that, hey, I can show up in the way that I need to show up at work, and I don't have to feel like I'm in this constant mode of being able to just prove myself, is going to allow you to operate with your expertise in the capacity that you need to operate in to see the advancement that you desire, to make the money that you desire. But if you're always in this constant battle of emotions of, I don't think I have enough to succeed, right? How is anybody else supposed to believe that the value is there when you don't even believe that the value that you have is there, right? So do we see how this thing is like a full circle thing, right? How we start realizing, wait a minute, I'm thinking the problem is this, but no, but the problem is really this, right? So when I fix this problem, everything else is going to fall into place, right? The third way that you're able to really own this self-doubt in your career is to take action, right? Everybody is waiting to feel confident to make a step or to take an action. But the more action you take, the more confident you feel, and the more action you take, the more you are able to move that self-doubt away. But if all you are doing is sitting there with the information that you have, and you're not putting forth the steps to either gain new information or to move away from what you don't want, you're only going to stay with the information that you have. Right. So I want you guys to start to replace the old information. That old information is saying I don't have enough. That old information is saying everybody else has more than me. The old information is saying that I don't belong here. Right. But when you start to move away from that and start to surround yourself with people, right, that are having careers where they are being paid well, they are in careers where they are fulfilled, right, putting yourself in new environments, being able to put new information in, you're going to find yourself being able to overcome that self-doubt. But self-doubt doesn't just leave on its own. You can't think away self-doubt, right? The action comes in, and the action is what causes that self-doubt to move away, because now my focus is on, hey, I got to get this done, right? The focus is on, hey, I got to make this move. So my focus is on the action and not the self-doubt. So I wanted to be able to share with you guys some ways to overcome it. So I want to do a really quick recap. I got my notes. You guys know that I come to a live stream with notes. I believe in a live stream being organized to make sure that you leave with the value that you need. The first way that self-doubt shows up in your career is that you will overwork yourself, right? Way number two that self-doubt ruins your career is that you will ignore what you want, right? Way three that self-doubt ruins your career is that it causes you to shrink yourself. You're shrinking yourself to make other people feel comfortable and to seek the approval of people around you. And the first way you fix that is you got to control the storyline in your mind. What is it that you keep feeding yourself? What are the lies that you told yourself? Do you have any evidence to support what you think about yourself? And when you start really, when you really start to investigate the thoughts you entertain, you can be like, I have no evidence to support that this thought is true. I do it all the time, right? I don't just focus on what I'm thinking about. I focus on, where did this come from, right? What is the source of this thought? And then the second way to fix this, guys, is to enjoy the process. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you may have, right? I want you guys to enjoy the process, to give yourself the grace that you need. Remember that this is just a journey, and I have control over my journey, and I want to enjoy my journey. I just don't want to enjoy the goal. I just don't want to enjoy the prize at the end of this path, but I also want to be able to enjoy the journey as I go on it. And then way number three to fix this is I want you guys to take action, right? Start moving away. At least at the very least, start making a plan. Make a plan. Start doing something. Ask for help. If you need help, ask for help. Taking action. So I really hope this live stream was able to provide some value to you guys and really show you guys how to begin to move away from the self-doubt, right? Again, new levels, new fears. So it's not saying that once you get rid of this self-doubt, that it won't ever come back again, right? But as I go to this next level, I'm going to move past this self-doubt, right? And in another few years or whatever time span you desire, I know I'll have to move past another fear. But now what I want to do is I want to be able to move on to what it is that I want and enjoy what it is that I want. So if you guys have any questions, I will go ahead and give you some time to remember that I do live stream every Tuesday at 7:15 Central Standard Time. Sometimes I am going to kind of like live stream on all of my like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook at one time, but the replay will always only be saved on my YouTube channel. If you want to get exclusive content from me, please make sure that you do join my email family, is what I call them, my tribe, where you can get exclusive content from me every week. And you can do that at careert.me. You can do that at careert.me. And also remember that this replay will be saved. And if you would like to know how I'm able to help you in advancing the next level of your career, you can visit my website at IamAliciaPerkins.com. And until then, I'll see you guys next week.